Very good morning, students. Today we are going to deal one new topic that is called as kinetic molecular theory of gases. What is the use of this kinetic molecular theory of gases? This theory, it is used to calculate the kinetic energy of the molecules. Okay. It is also called as kinetic molecular theory of gases. In some books, it is called as kinetic theory of gases molecules in some books. Okay, and main purpose of this kinetic theory is used to calculate the kinetic theory of the gases molecules and velocity of the molecules also. Okay, and moreover this kinetic theory is applicable only for the ideal gases. What is meant by ideal gas? Any gas which accepts all the gas laws, that is Boyle's law, Charles law, Avogadro's law, like Gay-Lussac's law, at any conditions of temperature and pressure. That type of gases are called as molecules are called as ideal gases. Now if you go for the postulates of the kinetic molecular theory of gases, what does it say? It says that gas consists of the small particles called very tiny particles, and they will be having all the properties in identical. Means gaseous particles are made up of small particles, so it consists of the particles. Gaseous molecules are very tiny, very small, they are point masses, and they will be having identical properties, okay, like that of mass, shape and size. So molecules of identical molecules, all molecules of same gas will be having same properties, are identical in all the respects, right? It says that the molecules are moving constantly in random motion but in straight lines. They will be moving in all the directions, but they will be moving in the straight lines. So velocity is given in this factor. Suppose this particle has the resultant in this direction, this is the resultant, okay, so it may be having the probability to travel along this line, it is having traveling along this line, it is having the traveling capacity to travel along this line also, right, z axis. So velocity is given in this way: mu velocity along x axis with I cap plus velocity along y axis j cap plus velocity along z axis k cap, right students? You remember this so that your physics sir in the chapter of vectors he will explain in detail, right? Okay, and if you go for the next content or the same point which is continued, now the movement of gas particles is having equal probability. So the gas molecules is having equal probability to move in all the directions, right? So if you take the velocity, if it travels, it has the travel probability to travel equally in all directions. So the velocity will not change. Numerically, the velocity will not change in all the directions. It has the probability in three directions. See, remember that numerically the velocity is same. Either it may go in x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, right? Okay, so what happens? All will be equal. That is one formula. First you have keep in mind that mu is equal to mu xi, mu yj, mu zk, right? Next formula is mod u. Mod u formula is root of ux square plus mu y square plus mu y z square, or mu or velocity, both are the same. So if you square this side, it becomes mu square will be equal to velocity x square, velocity y square, velocity z square. As I have assumed that velocity in all the directions is same, so mu square will be equal to 3 mu square, because mu x square, I am assuming this also mu x square, mu x square. So finally I will be getting 3 mu or 3 velocity x square, right? Either in one direction I am taking. Now all the collisions of the gas molecules, gases will be moving randomly, right? There may be collisions among themselves or with the wall of the container, and that collisions are elastic in nature. What is mean by elastic? Suppose assume that there is a particle A, it is moving with 10 meters per second, and there is another particle B, it is moving with 20 meters per second. These two have collided with each other. Okay, now the velocity of A has been come to 5 meters per second, and velocity of B has been increased to 25 meters per second. See if you see both the molecules at a time, so what is the total here? 30 plus 10, 20 plus 10, it is 30. And if you go for A and B, 25 plus 5, 30. So before the collisions, the total velocity is 30 meters per second. After the collision also, it is same. See, individually the velocity of the particles may be changing, but on whole the velocity is same. If velocity is same, automatically the kinetic energy also will be the same. So in this way, those type of collisions are called as elastic collisions, where the kinetic energy or the change in kinetic energy is zero, as well as the change in momentum is also equal to zero. So I am indicating the change in momentum with delta p is equal to 0, and change in kinetic energy is equal to 0. Before and after the collision, they are remaining same. Such type of collisions are called as elastic collisions. And whatever the pressure you are getting, how you are getting, that is due to exerting of collisions of molecules with the container. So the pressure in the container or anywhere, if you are seeing in a gaseous state, it is due to pressure is due to the collisions of gaseous molecules on the container. There is a container, molecules are moving and they are hitting on the container. Okay, they are hitting means it is exerting some force. Okay, right? That is called as pressure, and pressure can be taken as number of collisions of molecules per unit area. Pressure is given in the formula, right? How it has been, pressure is equal to force per unit area. So whatever the force it is exerting per unit area, then that is called as pressure. Okay, students, in one way, more the number of collisions per unit area, more will be the pressure of the gas molecules, right? And the next postulate is the kinetic energy of the gas masses depends only upon the temperature, and we will be solving with the equation how it depends only on temperature, and it does not depend upon the volume, it does not depend on the nature of the gas, and it does not depend on the pressure. Okay, in one aspect, but particularly it doesn't depend upon the nature of the gas. Okay, kinetic energy, it depends only upon the temperature. In a simple, you can understand, if you increase the temperature, what happens to the velocity? Velocity increases, so kinetic energy will increase. This is the fifth postulate of the kinetic gas theory. And the utmost important postulates of the kinetic molecular theory are: the volume occupied by gas molecules is negligible when compared to the volume of the gas. See, first you be clear with the terms of volume occupied by the gas molecules. See, I am taking a container, I am having gas molecules in this container, and whatever the volume that has been occupied by the gas, that is called as volume of the gas. Okay, this point I am telling. Volume of the gas is, it is occupying the entire container. Now what I am doing is, I am bringing all the particles close together so that they are placed it at one corner of the container. Now suppose, let me take, this is something like 10 liters, and if they are brought to one corner of the vessel and it is occupying the volume of something like 0.00001 ml, then we compare the volume occupied by the molecules by volume occupied by the gas. It is very small and it can be negligible when compared to this one. So what is the volume of the gas? It is occupying the entire volume of the container. See, this is what with respect to ideal gases, but this is not with respect to real gases. These two makes the difference between the real gas as well as the ideal gas. Again I am repeating, volume occupied by the gas molecules is negligible when compared to the volume occupied by the gas. Volume occupied by the gas is, it is the volume occupied by the container, and volume occupied by the molecules is, if they are brought to one corner of the container, whatever the volume occupied by that molecules, it is called as the volume occupied by the molecules. And as the volume occupied by the molecules is very small, it can be neglected in front of the volume occupied by the gas. So as it is very small, what we can say, it is neglected. It is neglected means volume occupied by the molecules is 0. If you are neglecting, means it is not occupying any volume. Okay, so that is the volume occupied by the molecules is 0 for ideal gas only, right? For ideal gas, the volume occupied by the molecules is 0. Okay, and going for the another postulate, there is no intermolecular force of attraction among the molecules. Suppose in container, this is the particle moving and this is the particle moving in all the directions. This molecule is not attracting this one, this molecule is not attracting this one, this molecule is not attracting with this one. So every molecule is individual. They are not exerting any attraction force on the molecules or any repulsion force. They are moving with their own velocity. All are individual here. One is not affecting the other. They are moving in all the directions. So he says that there is no intermolecular force of attraction among the molecules or no intermolecular force of repulsion among the molecules. See, again I am repeating, there is no force of attraction or no attraction between the molecules. Okay, or no repulsions among the molecules. This is also particularly applied for only ideal gas, not for the real gases. Okay, these 2 points, the sixth postulate as well as the seventh postulate, makes the major difference between the ideal gas and as well as the real gas. We know ideal gas equation is equal to PV is equal to nRT, but for real gas this equation is not applicable. So there should be some changes. How the changes are coming? Based on these 2 points, you are getting some changes, right? We will be dealing the derivation also. And gravity, whatever the gravity is present, that is neglected. So if gravity is not acting on the molecules, what happens? They will be moving very fast and they are individual, right? They can travel in straight lines. If there is acting, there is a container above, suppose there is a container, if the gas molecules are moving from below, gravity is attracting, what happens? They comes to the bottom. Okay, the motion will be slowed down. So here in kinetic molecular theory of gases, gravity is neglected, means gravity is having no effect on the movement of the gas molecules. So only they are traveling the straight lines, so only there is having no force of interaction between the particles, and the particles are very tiny and the mass is very less, very less, tiny particles, and even they are not having mass. Then only the ideal gas equation is applicable. These are the postulates of kinetic molecular theory of gases, right? And if you go for the kinetic gas equation, it has been given in this pattern: PV is equal to 1 by 3 mn u square RMS. This is velocity, RMS velocity, it is called as square of RMS velocity. Okay, we will be going in detail how we have got this equation, but this is the you think it as before releasing the movie you will be getting something like presentation, right? So as to go to the movie and you see, you think just it as like advertisement. Before going to derive that, finally what will be getting answered, that answer I have mentioning here. Okay, PV is equal to 1 by 3 mn mu square RMS. Okay, and this is equation for kinetic gas equation. What does the P represent? P represents pressure, V represents volume, M represents, there are gas particles, right? Mass of each particle. One particle, what is the weight? Weight of one particle. See, what weight of one molecule. And N indicates number of particles, right? There may be 20 particles, 30 particles, 40 particles. Okay, so mass of each particle into number of particles, this gives Mn, right? Okay, and U square, U indicates root mean square velocity. See, it's very simple. This is the velocity of the molecule. See, I am showing here. There are some molecules. Let me take this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 something particles. This particle is moving with velocity u1. This particle is moving with velocity v2. This particle is moving velocity v3, and this is with u4 and this is with u5. There are different particles moving with the different speeds. All are not moving with the same speed. Right? Now mu RMS. See, R means root. This is root. Okay. Mean means average. So whatever the velocities are there, so you are having u1, u2, u3 up to something un. So total number of molecules are n, and square velocity, and each velocity is squared. This is u1 square plus velocity of one particle square, velocity of another particle square plus velocity of another particle square up to mu n particles square. So this is root, mean means average, and this is the square of velocities. Okay, what is the average? Average per square of velocities. So it is called as, whatever the value you will be getting, that is called as mu RMS velocity. So root mean square velocities, it is called as root mean square velocities. So this is the equation what you will be getting for the kinetic gas equation. Now we are going to deal in detail with respect to how we have got this equation, right students? Now you are going for the derivation of the kinetic gas equation. Assume there is a cube like this, right, and you are having a particle. You are not taking all the particles at a time, so that you will be getting confused. You will be taking only one particle, and you will apply that for all the particles. So a particle is present here. For your identification, I have made it as very thicker, and it is moving in this direction. This is x direction, this is z direction, and this is y direction, and the length of the cube is something like L. So already I have mentioned, a particle, it is moving with velocity, it has equal probability to move in all the directions. For this diagram I am mentioning here, this is the container. Okay, here you are having the particle resultant velocity. If it is moves in the x direction, this is mu x1. If it is move in the direction mu y1, if it is moves in this direction, mu z1, because I am taking only one particle, right? So let me assume that this particle is moving in the x direction. Okay, what happens? It moves with the velocity mu x1, it collides with the container, and it comes back again, and it comes with the same velocity. Right, here due to collision the velocity is not changed. We have already said that total energy is conserved. We are having only one particle, right? Automatically energy is conserved. So due to the collision of gas molecules with the container, there is no loss in energy, no loss in kinetic energy, no loss in momentum. So first it has come here in this pattern, it has hit on the wall, it goes again, it hits this one, and again it comes and hits this one. See, we are not considering this hit. The particle, this one, it is moving and hitting the container wall. It is hitting. After how much time it comes and hits again same wall. So it hits here, it travels this distance L, and again it travels this distance L. Already we have mentioned. So it is moving in this direction L. It has coming again covering distance L, and it is again hitting. So what is the time taken for hitting this wall? So already you know that velocity will be equal to distance by time. Okay, so I am mentioning here velocity is equal to distance by time. If I take what is the time, it is distance by velocity. Okay, so question is how much time this particle takes to hit on this wall again. Suppose it has hit once, again how much time it takes to hit again on this wall only. It hits again this one, it goes in this back and again comes. So it is traveling distance of L and again it is traveling L. So it has covered the distance of 2L distance. Okay, so the particle is covering the distance of 2L and it is moving with velocity of mu x1. So what will be the time? So time will be equal to distance by velocity. What is time? Distance is 2L and velocity is mu x1. So time taken for each collision to hit on the same wall. Okay, the time taken. So the time taken to hit on the same wall is the distance by velocity. So it is 2L by mu x1. So if you calculate momentum, what is mean by momentum? Momentum is nothing but mass into velocity. A particle is moving in this direction. Okay, it is hitting and it is moving back. So initially momentum is mass of the particle into velocity of the particle, and final momentum is velocity is not changed. Automatically mass will be never changed. It is constant everywhere. Okay, velocity is also not changing, but it is moving in the opposite direction. So it is coming like this. Okay, one if you take positive side, one another will be the negative side. So initially it is moving with something like mass into velocity, and finally it is moving with mass into velocity but in the opposite direction. So to indicate it is opposite direction, what I am doing, I am taking it as minus sign. We want the change in velocity. What happens? Change means one minus other one. So I am taking this one minus this one. So what I am getting? So mu x1 plus mu x1 minus of minus mu x1. So it will be 2m mu x1 per collision. The change in momentum per collision is 2m mu x1. Velocity is not changed. Okay, velocity is not changed. Individually both are the same, right? So finally we will be getting the change in momentum as 2m mu x1, and this time travel is 2L by mu x1. So now if you go for force exerted on the wall of the container by one molecule. So how much in given time, how much pressure? Pressure per given time. Okay, it is called as something like force. Okay, so delta P, it happens we have got the value like 2m mu x1 by delta T 2L mu x1. So this is the time we have calculated in the above page, and 2m mu x1, this is the change in momentum. So if you calculate, it becomes m by L mu x1 square. And already we have learned in the first kinetic molecular theory postulates, if all are equal, this is the general velocity, if all are equal, what happens? 3 mu u square x1. If I am adding mu x1 square as the subject, it becomes, if you send 3 this side, it becomes mu square by 3. So force will be equal to, see you have got here mu L, instead of mu x1 you are substituting this value, so it becomes mu square by 3. So F per molecule, it will be m1 by 3 m u square by L. Okay, F will be equal to 1 by 3 m mu square by L. This is force due to one molecule